There's another trait among killers that's absent among the average or the common. The average or the common are more social creatures. They don't feel alive unless they're around a crowd, unless they're at a party, unless there are people around them. It's not that killers can't be social and enjoy a good time. They do. They certainly do. But they understand that for most human endeavors, it entails a monastic, hermetic lifestyle most of the time. They're alone. They know that their legend is built in isolation, in late nights and early mornings when most people have gone to bed or won't wake up. That's when they work. They know that rare people do rare things at rare times. They understand that it's those times alone when the competition is away from their desk, when the competition is away from the gym, that they separate themselves. Maybe just by millimeters, maybe just by fractions of a percent. But those fractions of a percent over the course of a year can make the difference between winning and losing, a success or a failure, between achieving a goal or not achieving a goal. This ties in with the sacrifice motif you find in killers. Killers are willing to relinquish those things that average human beings cannot do without. They can live in extreme conditions for a very long time. They can live without money. They can live without what most would consider adequate housing. They can keep the same clothes for years. Everything is under the influence of the goal. Everything subserves the ambition they have in their minds. They can handle repeated failures over and over and over again. They can be dejected, rejected, left for dead by society. Their friends and family may look at them and say, "Give it up," after years of trying, but they will keep going. You can read about famous CEOs who just kept trying to get their product off the ground and would not give up. And most of their work was spent in isolation or perhaps with a small team of like-minded killers. Those exist too. Sometimes in tech companies or a software company, you get 3 or 4 or 5 people who all can live that lifestyle. Killers are extremophiles. Extremophiles are organisms that live in places we previously thought, or scientists previously thought, life could not exist. Near the mouths of volcanoes, down near vents in the bottom of the ocean, in absolutely freezing temperatures in the poles. Rare's killer instincts are like that. They're extremophiles. They can go into these environments and survive and sometimes thrive. They actually start to enjoy those late night sessions where they work on their craft. And when they watch movies, that's what they're interested in. They want to see how the genius they're watching on film or the hero they're watching on film, they don't care so much about the final battle. They want to know how the hero got the skills to be able to even be in the final battle and win the final battle. They want to know the building up process. My brother's an art dealer, and he told me he can tell when people come into his gallery who's a buyer and who's an artist. A buyer will stand back and look at the painting and enjoy it. That's what average people do when they see a hero. He said people who are artists, they get very close to the painting. They want to see how the painting was made. They want to investigate. They want to dissect the details of the brushstrokes. And that's what rares do. That's what killers do when they see something they really love and enjoy. Something that inspires them. They have to get close. They have to see what was going on. And every time they dig deep into someone they admire, you can read about Thomas Jefferson, for instance, and he kind of goofed around his first year in college, and it hit him that his life was going to fall apart if he didn't start working. So he would spend 14 hours a day studying. I read about these Korea who were trying to come to the US and get into an Ivy League school who were studying 16 hours a day for the SATs. I love that. It's what killers love. They want to see how highly successful people, what they're doing, how much time they're putting in. And they often find that it's work done in solitude. They know that their legend will be born in solitude and isolation, away. In the hero journey, you go away and then you come back. You go to the wilderness and you come back. And the wilderness is, in our modern society, those late nights, those early mornings. It's turning down lunch with friends to keep working. That's the wilderness. That's what you're going for. So if you're going to be a killer, start to fall in love with the solitude. Start to fall in love with burning the midnight oil. Start getting inspired by other killers who do rare things at rare times. That's the way to success. In fact, it's probably the only way to success, and that's why most of the stories we read about heroes follow the same track.